Hi, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome to episode 87 of Raise the Holt. Now, since the last episode where we had no goals but one trophy, we've had two more games, both away from home, both in the Premier League. First of all was away to West Ham. We won the game 3-2, but we were absolutely woeful, and I had no idea how we did that. We had 39% of the ball, but as you can see, a penalty from the boob, Jordan Cameron in the second half, and then an own goal just before half-time got us 3 goals, and somehow we managed to win the game, but completely undeserved. And then we played Huddersfield again away from home. Again, we weren't great. We struggled for possession, but we did pounce on their mistakes for our goals. You can see they scored an own goal to get us underway. Then Dele Alli got 2. James Wilson got a 4th, or would have been a 3rd at the time. But 4-1, and that, again, was 3 points that we didn't necessarily fully deserve. So you can see the league table. We are now 14 points clear, 29 games played. We're going to win the league. It's just a matter of can we do it as an invincible. Now, this episode, we play Chelsea at home in the league, which is one of our bigger tests left in terms of the invincible season. You can see we have Man United away coming up soon, as well as City and Arsenal, Liverpool. So there is a tough run in to come here, but this is one of the bigger tests, isn't it? And then we play Benfica in the second leg of the Champions League first round knockout. Again, from last episode, 0-0, that is on tenterhooks. But let's get on with Chelsea. And this is the team we're going with, and you'll notice it's a bit retro in the lineup. We're going for a 4-3-3. Reason being, we just haven't been playing well, so I just think, a change is probably what we need. So we're going with Golini in goal, Mings, Van Drongelen, Magnanelli, and Bree across the back. Stamakovic just picked up a knock. He's out for about 2 weeks, so unfortunately we're not going to see him this episode. Conrad Lima playing in the halfback role. Then we have Dele Alli and Luis Felipe in midfield. We're going with hands-injured Daly and Paddy Roberts down the wings, with Jordan Cameron playing up top by himself as a target man. Hopefully this will lead to an improved performance for us. We can see the way Chelsea's lining up. It's a little bit narrower. That might actually bed in better for the way that we're playing. We could maybe exploit the flanks here and get overlaps. Challenge where I left off. I didn't think we were that great where we left off. Oh yeah, apparently if we win today, we have qualified for next year's Champions League. So there we go. That's something to look forward to, isn't it? To give the fans a performance, a cheer for. Let's go with that. Let's go calm. We have faith. And hopefully, as I said, change of formation. Hopefully it'll work for us. All right. We haven't played this. Well, not. I think our Europa League season was the last time we used it regularly. So that's what, 3 or maybe 4 seasons, 3 seasons ago now, I think, isn't it? So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, Hans Daly, he is a wonder kid as a winger, as a left winger. So we'll see how that goes. I just feel like, as I said, we need a change. We haven't been looking like our usual dangerous selves. We haven't been keeping possession. So I'm just really hoping that, perhaps with a change in formation here, we will maybe catch Chelsea a little bit off guard. And also, maybe just freshening things up might actually be a benefit to us. We'll see how we go here, because I haven't myself used it, so I'm not, sort of familiar. I can't remember exactly what it was that we used to do to such success, really, wasn't it? When you think back when we won the Europa League, and we weren't really even an established Premier League team at that time. We had a lot of Championship players at the club. There you go, Paddy Roberts. Can you find a cross? Yeah, it's an own goal! There we go. Chelsea's giving us goals now. We'll take that and run. But, yeah, I mean, we did well, didn't we? We've got the space. You just wonder if the defenders got in each other's way there. That really is a gift, isn't it? That's not necessarily one that we earned. But we'll take that and run. Another highlight here very soon after. Hopefully we're not going to go and concede a goal. Chelsea does have the ball. Put a bit of pressure on. I'd like to see Cameron going to close that down rather than injured Daly, but let's see. Has he won the ball? He has won the ball. Well done, son. All right, can he find a cross now? He can. It's Jordan Cameron. That's more like it, isn't it? The change of formation. It looks as though it is going to pay off for us, that the risk is going to yield some benefits. That's a decent ball in. It's a good first-time finish from Jordan Cameron. You'd wonder about the keeper. I think it's a Courtois in goal for them. Yeah, you'd think he probably should have done a little bit better. Still not. Oh, we're getting a little bit more of the ball now, but 2 goals in the opening 10 minutes. That is something that we will take. All right, now we have a corner. Luis Felipe knocks it edge of the box. It's Paddy Roberts. Can he find space for a cross, a shot? It's going to be a cross. It's not really to anybody. It's not a good header. Ali is onto that. Go on, Delhi. Gets the cross in for Tyrone Mings. Goal! Oh, we should have changed formation weeks ago. This is more like it. 3 goals in the opening 15 minutes. Poor header there. You wonder that probably should have been put behind for another corner. But Ali's dinked it back in, and Tyrone Mings, we know he's strong in the air, and he's there to knock that home. He hasn't scored many this year, but that is an important goal, I think, because we've scored 3 goals from 2 shots. That's what you like to see. All right, here we go again. This is Villa absolutely running rampant. Mings, can he find it? He's got that space for Luis Felipe, Conrad Lima, over to Dele Alli. What's he got for us? Not much on, but he's found a wonderful ball for Mings to Magdanelli. Stop the fight. 20 minutes in, we've scored a goal every 5 minutes. It's 4-0. Magdanelli's in on the fun this time. Look at that pass by Dele Alli. That's a wonderful ball. Mings has knocked it in. Magdanelli's not the greatest in the air, but he's too good for the Chelsea defence there, and that is 4-0. Why didn't we do this last episode? It would have made a much more relaxing Carling Cup final, wouldn't it? So let's see if we can keep them out here. We don't want to just let them. It would give them a way back in, wouldn't it? 4-1. There's still a long way to go, but Golini's there to claim that and remove the danger. All right, Bree out to Paddy Roberts, out to Dele Alli, in further yet again for Luis Felipe. It's a decent pass. It's found the man. Daly with Mings overlapping. Mings is there. Mings and Daly are looking quite brilliant, aren't they? Oh, it's in again. $5-0 after 23 minutes. This is making up last episode. I mean, I apologise profusely during it. It was woeful, not a single goal. But look at that. We've already got 5. And we're only 23 minutes into this episode. Well, 23 minutes game time. Hopefully, when it's edited down, we won't be 23 minutes into the episode. But this is absolutely magnificent stuff. If you are enjoying this, of course, a thumbs up. If you are new, of course, subscribe, because we're going for the Invincible season. This was one of our biggest hurdles, and look what we're doing to it. We haven't even bothered jumping it. We've just crushed it. We've run straight over the top of it. All right, Daly back in field again for Ali. Ali for Roberts. We can't do 6 before half-time, can we? He knocks it in for Jordan Cameron. Down for Daly. Oh, it's off the inside of the bar. Roberts, goal! It's 6-0, and it is the 40th minute. This is absolutely incredible. I cannot believe this should have gone in. That's unlucky, and then Roberts couldn't really miss, could he? Open goal. I cannot believe this has worked as well as it has. I was toying with changing to this formation for a little while when things weren't going well, even sort of before last episode when there was just signs that we weren't quite at our best. And I was just wondering if we were getting found out by the computer with our tactics staying the same. And boy, oh boy, that may have been the case, because look at this, 6-0 half-time. Very easy team talk, isn't it, really? I think maybe a passionate, we're very happy, send them back out there. I've never got 10 in this version of Football Manager. I haven't got 10 for quite a number of versions of Football Manager. Could this be the day? And against Chelsea, of all teams, what a performance that would be. All right, so we'll see how this half begins to unfold. We do, of course, have a Champions League game we shouldn't completely forget about here. We should probably actually start to rest players. Now, if you remember, Conrad Lima is suspended, so we don't have to worry about him. We would probably like to have Dele Alli available, and we would probably like to also have Luis Felipe available. So what we might do is we might bring Armin Zovic on. Armin Zovic is quite good at the halfback role. We can play Lima in there at box to box, and I'm liking the look of this. Just rest those midfield legs. Mings, of course, is another one we would maybe like to rest. We could put Van Drongelen over. Though Mings hasn't had to get through the work playing a fullback as he does at a wingback, so he might be okay. He's not too tired. Bree is perhaps the one, and with no Stamenkovic, we would need to play Bree. So we'll rest him. Second half is petering out a little bit, isn't it? It tends to happen. I don't know quite why it happens like this. But when you dominate a first half, this is why I think I've never got 10. I think we put 9 past Brighton. Was that last year or the year before? But I mean, really, 6 goals. We can't really complain. There hasn't been a highlight this second half. But that is job done. 3 seconds to go. Roberts not shooting for Armin Zovic. Lindelof clears. Is that a penalty? No foul, but that's the final whistle. 6-0. That was absolutely amazing. All in the first half. That's more like it, isn't it? So we'll just give them a calm. Maybe, we shouldn't get complacent because that would be very easy to do, wouldn't it? All right, let's go on. 6th of the best for Aston Villa. Wonderful performance. Armin Zovic just picked up an injury. It's not too bad. We've qualified for the Champions League for next year if we do indeed stay at the club. We discussed that last episode, whether or not this end of this season, if we should look to move on, given how comfortably we're winning the league, or if we should perhaps stay and just have Director of Football take over all transfers and contract renewals, so we kind of get stuck with one way or another. If you have thoughts either way, please do leave a comment, because I'm unsure what exactly we should be doing. But wait right there for now, and we'll be back for the second leg of the Champions League. Okay, welcome back, and here we go against Benfica. Champions League quarterfinal spot on the line. We only got the 0-0 draw away from home. We come home. How could we change anything after that last game? So we're going with essentially the same team. Golini in goal, Mings, Van Drongelen, Magnelli and Bree. Now, of course, Lima is suspended after getting sent off in the first leg. So we're going with Doyle Hayes in there. We have Amazovic on the bench, who's also quite good at the role. Felipe and Dele Alli continue in midfield. Daly, Roberts, and we're going to keep Cameron up top, even though he didn't do too much last game. He did get a goal. And we do like having the target man as the focal point up there. We have the Boob and Gonzalez on the bench if needed. We're going to leave Wilson and Mosley out. That doesn't leave us much pace, but this is what we're going with. We're going to commit to it. We're going to commit to this formation, and we're going to have the bench accordingly. All right, so we can see we're matching up exactly tactically with Benfica. We should have the better individuals, so that should bode well. We'll go with a passionate, let's give the fans what they're expecting. Calmly tell them we have faith in them to deliver what the fans are expecting. And then let's hope even if we play half as well, or 1/6 as well as we did last game, 1-0, we'll take it. All right, this is pretty much all we have left to play for. This in the FA Cup. And I was actually looking in between episodes. We haven't won the FA Cup yet. So that would be nice to win if we are going to leave at the end of the season. Would be something nice to pick up. And of course, we have Stoke in the next round as well. They beat Leicester in their replay. I'm not sure if I mentioned that earlier on in the episode or not. But yeah, I mean, Champions League and the FA Cup, the league, as I said, it's essentially done. We're already on 80 points. And what guarantees a league title? Normally 85. So that shouldn't be a problem. This is what it all comes down to. Now, I'm not completely convinced this tactic against this team. Not a good shot. That's okay. Just because Chelsea, we looked at their scouting report, had a weakness out wide, so it can seem like a little bit of a no-brainer. Benfica just apparently don't concede goals. So they only conceded 1 goal in the group stage of the Champions League. So there was no real weakness to try and find from the scouting report. And I don't have the Portuguese leagues loaded up, so I can't see how they're doing domestically. So it is all a little bit blind here for us. But hopefully we'll be able to get the job done. Dele Alli should win that. He does. Out to Bree. All right, Bree, what have you got for us, son? Down the line for Roberts. Paddy Roberts. There's a bit of space there, but he goes back to Ali. That's fine. That's not a good pass, Dele Alli. Come on, boys. You just... Dele should win that. You just don't know what to expect, especially on the back of such a performance. You kind of expect us to come out and continue on, but that's not how it works, is it? Roberts has done a really good run down the wing. He crosses it in for Hansdaly for Cameron. Goal! Patrick Roberts has done absolutely brilliantly there. Alex found him with a decent pass. He skipped past his man beautifully. He dinked it into the centre of the pitch. I thought it was Hansdaly. It was going to get there. It wasn't. It was Jordan Cameron comes crashing over the defenders. 1-0. That's much better. Now, of course, away goals, we don't have any of them, which means this is still a very precarious position that we are in. We want to at least have a second goal. We don't want to get to like the 93rd minute and have them knock one in and knock us out. This is looking a little bit dangerous. Golini. How did we get so isolated there? Let's give them a concentrate if we can. Not quite yet. We need to defend this set piece first. We can kind of, not the most convincing, but we've got it away. Hansdaly's up there, but beaten in the air, as you would expect. You'd expect them to have a decent defender back there. Let's give them a concentrate here when we can. All right. Just see if we can get into half-time here. We've had the ball, but look at that. We've had not the shots on goal. We've had the one that matters, of course, but we're getting absolutely played off the pitch. Let's just get into half-time and reassess. The only person looking nervous is Dele Alli, which is a little bit disappointing. We have Dixon on the bench, who's more than capable of playing that role. Let's give them a... You've played well, but there's room for improvement. I'll just go through his individual team talks, edit that out, and then we'll come back for the second half. Okay, here we go. Hopefully, we'll get a little bit better performance out of them this second half. I'm not convinced... Good header away. That... let's wait till this is done. Oh, head that clear, please. Oh, that could so easily have gone in. I'm not convinced we shouldn't go back to our other formation now. Let's give them an encourage here. They seem to be scoring a little bit, not scoring at will, but shooting at will. Let's maybe try pushing up just a little bit. We have, again, Magnanelli in the defence. He's an absolute weapon, but just because he has so much pace. Felipe finds a decent pass out there for Bree getting forward, knocks it in early for Cameron, down to Patty Roberts. Oh, not quite. That almost snuck in at the near post. All right, so that would have been nice if that had gone in. Oh, I'm getting nervous. Oh, that's straight into Cameron there. Roberts has picked it up. Roberts, that's a horrible shot. I'm judging by that he's probably right-footed because that was not a good attempt with his left foot. They're not playing particularly well, but again, this is such a Portuguese performance from them, isn't it? Just sticking it in there and you just worry that what's going to happen. That's that away goal. We did not get the goal in Portugal, and this is the nerves that we now have to face. Right, Daryl Hayes has done well there. Breeze knocked it into Luis Felipe nicely. We've got to have some space over here. We're sort of running into their men, but we found Bree in space. He's knocked the ball down for Roberts. Once again in space. He crosses in early for Cameron. Is it a penalty? It is a penalty. That looked a little soft. Dele Alli's going to take it. He's mixed from penalties. Oh, this would be huge. Massive if he could score this. It would certainly calm the manager down a little bit. Go on, Dele. Go on, son. Yes! That's 2-0. That gives us an away goal at short. Oh, tell you what, that was not a good penalty. The keeper should have saved that, but it didn't. It's in the back of the net. We have, as I said, just that little bit of insurance against an away goal now, which is nice. Jordan Cameron's looking a little tired up top, so what we might do is we might just take him off for Gonzalez. We'll play Gonzalez as a complete forward. That will just allow him to link up the play a little bit more, drop a little bit deeper. On occasion, obviously, not always. There we go. It's a good header one from Roberts back to Bree. Doyle Hayes, Magnanelli across to Van Drongelen. That's good. We're working it into space. Down the line for Hansdaly. Early ball in for Cameron. Can he cap off with a goal? What? Oh, I thought that was in. That would have been a wonder strike. That's okay, though. He goes off to the applause. Applause of the crowd. Well done. All right, come on. Let's give them a concentrate here. Let's just perhaps start and shut this game down a little bit. We'll play our fullbacks as defensive fullbacks. We will... What else can we do here? Just take a little bit of the tempo out of the game. Retain possession. Stay on feet. More discipline. Stick to positions. That'll do for now there. Do we want to make a time-wasting sub at this point? Paddy Roberts is looking tired. We don't really have anybody to play on that right side as good. You know what we could do? We could do Ahmed Zovic on for Dele Alli. Put Doyle Hayes on. Doyle Hayes can just play as a supporting midfielder. Just wind the clock down. Waste a little bit of time. Yeah, that's fine. He's not having not having his best game. A little bit of a slow one for him. Fresh legs as well. But this should be it. This should be progression. And there we go. Full-time whistle. That was nervy, but we have done it. I think just to go with a passion and well done, boys. Let's not dwell on the fact that it wasn't perfect. So there we go. We went through. Arsenal went out at home. See, that's that 89th minute. That was what I was wondering, or worried, I should say, would happen at 1-0. But we are through. Patrick Roberts picked up a knock there, 4 to 5 days. That should be okay. Before we end this episode, what we'll do is we'll come back momentarily for the quarterfinal draw. Okay, so here it is, the quarterfinal draw. Barcelona, Chelsea, Man United, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Dortmund or Paris Saint-Germain. So there's no real easy ones there, is there? We'll do the automatic draw. I don't know, who do we want? Instinctively, you'd say Dortmund, but I don't think there's an easy one in there. I mean, we just smashed Chelsea. Maybe that's what I want. We're going to find out. We're at home first. We play Paris again. Well. So it's going to be Paris. It's going to be big. And it's going to be the second leg in Paris, which makes things a little bit more nervy for us than it otherwise would have been, doesn't it? So there it is. Aston Villa get Paris Saint-Germain in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. 8 goals. That's much more like it, isn't it? So if you have enjoyed that, make sure you give me a thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe. Otherwise, we haven't not at the end of the month yet, so there's no goals of the month this episode. It will be back next episode where we will see Manchester United away, another big test to our invincible season, and the first leg at home to Paris Saint-Germain. Make sure you come back for that, and we'll see you then. I've been Aussie Villa. Take care.